Tonight on News 6, we recap a recent Conway shooting.
Conway School District will be deciding on a newly proposed policy.
Conway Fire Department is taking new steps in protecting the community.
All your UCA and fall events.
All this and more. News 6 starts right now. Good evening, I'm Madison Gaffner.
And I'm Blake Weaver.
Before we get into tonight's news, let's take a look at the weather with Jason Gregory.
Jason?
Let's take a quick look at our headlines. All right, so if we look at the West Coast, we have rain and thunderstorms stretching all the way from California all the way to Missouri. And we also have very strong thunderstorms happening in western parts of Texas. And if we look at the East Coast, things are pretty much clear because of these high pressure systems right here. But if we go all the way down south in central parts of Florida and southern Florida, specifically the Miami area, we have strong thunderstorms as well. And if we look at our 3-day map, the rain will have shifted all the way from the west to the east. Thunderstorms are stretching all the way from New York to Louisiana, and then the western part of the U.S. has cleared up because of these high pressure systems. But if we look at the Southern California area, Los Angeles area is getting all the thunderstorms. Now back to you, Madison.
A shooting near the intersection of Highway 64 and Salem Road left 2 dead and 1 injured last Friday night. A 911 call was made to the Conway Police Department around 5:30 in the evening that reported a wounded 25-year-old female who was then flown to a Little Rock hospital. Shortly after, 2 more calls came in. The first was for a 45-year-old female and the second for a 29-year-old male, both at separate locations. When police arrived on the scenes, both victims were deceased. At 8:30, Arkansas State Police found Prince Michael Ajet Mombi in a field with self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Authorities believe that the suspect knew all 3 victims. He was transported to a local hospital and died early Saturday morning.
The Conway School Board will meet Tuesday to decide on the issue of students using the proper bathroom. The proposed policy will require students to use bathrooms that correspond to the sex listed on their birth certificate. That same policy would apply to pairing up roommates during overnight trips with the school. This policy has stirred heated reactions both for and against the decision. The second topic on hand will be filling the vacant seat left when Vice President Scott Champlin decided to leave his position. The public is welcome to attend. This past Thursday, Governor Asa Hutchinson released a statement opposing President Biden's marijuana reform plan. Biden's plan would pardon those who have been convicted of possession of marijuana at the federal level. In his statement, Hutchinson said that by issuing blanket pardons, Biden is ignoring the nationwide struggle against drug abuse. Hutchinson believes that law-abiding conduct should precede pardoning the possession of marijuana. Hutchinson said that Biden's plan was an attempt to earn votes before the midterm elections in November.
The UCA Board of Trustees met last Friday to discuss and eventually approve the proposed health insurance increase for its employees. The decision came after an increased number of claims over the past year that went past the university's premiums. The rise in claims is from the health care that employees didn't seek for medical professionals during the pandemic. Employee rates will increase by 9.9% as the vote was unanimously approved and received by the support of the Faculty Senate, Student Government Association, and the Staff Senate.
When we come back from the break, will be raising awareness for breast cancer.
Also, students participating in Hispanic Month.
This week will also be Communications Week.
All this and more. News 6 will be right back.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
By the time you see the symptoms of lung cancer, it could be too late. Now there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early. If you smoked, get scanned.
UCA turned its color from purple and gray to pink this past Saturday to show support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Students swapped their purple shirts for pink ones. This pink out was organized by Bears Den and usually takes place during one of the football games in October. During the tailgate and the football game, Bear fans were able to show their support both for Bears and breast cancer awareness and research. Other Bears sports teams will show their support during this month with pink outs. If you plan to attend some of the games this month, remember to show support with a pink ribbon or by wearing a pink shirt.
Nearing the end of National Hispanic Heritage Month, the members of the Latino Student Association invited UCA students for a dance night. About 30 students gathered last Thursday evening in the Ronnie Williams Student Center ballroom for this event. The evening was lively with Latin music and short stories about Latino culture. Short instructional videos and current members helped students get into the rhythm of their dance moves. Those in attendance had fun and worked up some sweat by learning dances like the Caballo Dorado.
Gathering, socializing, connecting, and learning. Those are the key words for this week. The School of Communication is holding a week of events at Thompson Hall from October 10th to October 13th for students majoring or minoring in communication. This year's theme is coffee. The week will kick off with a breakfast meeting on Monday and an opportunity to meet your classmates, faculty, and staff. The next day, alumni from the School of Communication will present their programs and discuss with students in attendance. There will be a guest speaker on Wednesday, and the week will finish with a game of Jeopardy! There is an option to join these events through a Zoom call for those who can't attend in person. The Greenbrier Coalition at the University of Central Arkansas is a group of students that are fighting for environmental sustainability to keep their community clean. News 6 reporter Chase Monk has more.
Our environment is something we should cherish and take care of. The Greenbrier Coalition at the University of Central Arkansas advocates for a better tomorrow by cleaning up their local environment and promoting environmental sustainability.
Through this club, we've promoted sustainability, environmental education, and tactics in gardening. And I think this really helps going forward, considering how the world is only growing, but our nature reserves are shrinking. So this club helps promote education on preserving those spaces.
This is also one of the efforts that we've been working on, picking up and cleaning up natural spaces around campus and around Conway. So that's our stream team. And of course, we have an activism branch where we're trying to persuade the university to be more environmentally friendly, as well as advocate for a safer and greener Conway.
Really, it's to engage the student population and teach them what it means to be a Greenbrier, so like living sustainably with the earth. So that's why we take on projects like the Nature Reserve cleanup, because how we treat the earth and how we live with it is paramount. So that's why we took on sustainable agriculture. So we have the Lewis Science Center Atrium project. We're growing plants in there, trying to teach people how to go seed to seed and not have to use the big agriculture, because it has a date.
Reporting for News 6, I'm Chase Mock.
For more information on the Greenbrier Coalition, you can find its link tree in the Instagram bio at Greenbrier Coalition.
The College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences will hold a presentation and discussion with artists in residence, husband and wife duo, Michael Nance Jordan Wright and Caro Pose. next Thursday. Wright and Pose will offer a sneak preview at the new film American Parent at 7 in the evening in the McCaslin Ballroom. The duo will also hold a discussion with students on the topic of the life cycle of a film and the role of the producer. This event will take place at Stanley Russ Hall, room 103, from 12:15 to 1:30 in the afternoon. The Sig Harvey exhibition From Red to Violet is on display at the Baum Art Gallery at UCA. News 6 reporter Chase Mock has more on the gallery and the exhibition itself.
With the new Sig Harvey exhibition at the Baum Art Gallery, I stopped by to get more information on the gallery and to see how students perceive the artwork.
So the Baum Gallery was formed around 1995 or 96 as a place to show fine art, but more specifically as a place to inspire our BA and BFA students and our general student body. We try to focus on exhibitions in the media that we teach. So you can think of painting, drawing, graphic design, printmaking, photography, and so on. The other thing that I like to do at the Baum Gallery is show the work of professional artists, and Sig Harvey is certainly that. She makes a living as a photographer, and I think that she provides a good example of someone who can do this and inspire our students.
I believe that women, and as far as the artist perspective goes, they display a lot of the internal feelings that a lot of women feel, especially in today's society. So I feel like this portrait behind me represents kind of what that feels like in today's society.
It makes me feel that I feel trapped sometimes in my own mind, and I think it represented that.
We're free. We're open to the public. We're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, with extended hours on Thursday until 7 p.m. And yeah, we've been kind of an integral part of the arts program for over 25 years.
Reporting for News 6, I'm Chase Mock.
After the break, we'll go to Jason Gregory for a closer look at this week's weather. News 6 will be right back.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Let's take a look at what's going on weather-wise. All right, so it's not going to be quite as a sunny week as it was last week, but tomorrow we have a high of 85, sunny skies, but Wednesday is when the rain chances will come. It'll be about a 50% chance. We'll have a high of 82 and a low of 50. Thursday and Friday, to close out the work week, we'll have sunny skies with a high of 78 and a low of 39. On Thursday and Friday, we have a high of 78 and a low of 50. Saturday is when going to be a pretty chilly day. We have a high of 74 and a low of 48. On Sunday is when that rain chances will come back. We have a 50% chance. It's going to be a high of 78 and a low of 45. And to start off the next work week, we're going to have a high of 75 and a low of 46. That's a look at your weather. When we come back, we'll go over what happened this weekend in UCA sports.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us. Together,
and apart. And so they need you to stand with them.
After upsetting Austin Peay last week at home, the Bears were fired up. They hope to continue that success against Lindenwood. While it was a hard-fought battle, the game would not end with the same result. It was a wild one from the start between the Bears and the Lions. The Lions wasted no time in the opening drive, marching down the field quickly. Lindenwood quarterback Cade Brister would score an early touchdown on a 6-yard rush. UCA did not let the Lions have all the momentum. Wide receiver Christian Richmond returned the ball on the kickoff for 100 yards to get the Bears on the board as well. It would not be long before the Lions went down the field and scored yet another touchdown. On the Bears' next drive, things looked to be going well. Unfortunately, they would end the drive scoreless. UCA kicker Hayden Ray would miss a 38-yard field goal. Little did they know that would come back to haunt them. The Bears' defense forced the Lions to punt quickly to get the ball back and score again. The game was tied 14-14 at the end of the first. With so much happening in the first alone, every fan knew they would be in store for an exciting, high-scoring game. Both teams traded touchdowns all throughout the night, and it seemed like both defenses were just giving up points. When it came down to it, the kicker for Lindenwood would secure the win for his team. The Bears did have a couple more chances to win the game, but the Lindenwood defense stepped up when the game was on the line. The Lions barely escaped out of Central Arkansas with the win, with a final score of 52-49. You can't help but to think if UCA would have made that first quarter field goal, we could have been looking at a different result. Saturday, the men's soccer team traveled to Charlotte, North Carolina to face off against a struggling Queen's University Lions team, who only have one win for the season. Even though the Lions have had trouble this season, it would be the Bears who would be in trouble for most of the game. The Lions would come out swinging in the first half. Louis Goldsack of the Lions would score the first goal of the game. Just a little over a minute later, UCA would come back to score a goal to tie it up. Soon enough, the Lions would score again to be on top before the end of the first half. In the second half, it looked like the Lions would run away with it. The Lions would score another goal midway through the second to make it a 3-1 game. With less than 15 minutes in the game, the Bears would need to rally up some points to come out of North Carolina with the win. Well, they did just that. Richie LaPointe Guevara scored a goal and Pietra Fontana scored 2 goals to get the win for the Bears. Central Arkansas's record has improved to 5-4-2. This Saturday, the Bears will head back home for a primetime matchup against Florida Gulf Coast University. Game time is at 7 in the evening. The women's soccer team also celebrated a win at home against Kennesaw State. Taylor Lassiter scored an early game goal to keep the Bears on top for the game. The Sugar Bears played exceptional defense throughout the game, shutting Kennesaw State out completely. The final score was 1-0 Bears. Before the football game on Saturday, the new inductees for the UCA Sports Hall of Fame were recognized. The class of 2022 included Howard Phelps, who was a 4-year football letterman who played positions on both offense and defense, earning all Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference honors. Hamner Latham was also recognized for her decorated tennis career. During her time at UCA, Latham earned all Gulf South Conference 3 times. She also earned the awards for UCA's Female Student Athlete of the Year in 2002. That same year, she was also nominated for NCAA Woman of the Year. Congratulations to all the new inductees into the UCA Sports Hall of Fame. Central Arkansas native Billy Fryer is the number 6 ranked seeded golfer in the world. News 6 reporter Ethan Davis went to the course to speak to Mr. Fryer about how he got into disabled golf and what the future might hold.
Hey, I'm Billy Fryer. I am 50 years old. I'm from Bigelow, Arkansas. So, and I'm a Christian and I'm an adaptive athlete. So I become disabled August 23rd of 2000. I broke both shoulders, 7 ribs, punctured both lungs, crushed 4 vertebrae, and had a head injury. I was in a coma for 31 days. Kind of an accident. I was teaching my son how to play golf. He wanted to learn how to play. I had recently just become disabled. I'd only been in my chair about maybe 6 months or a year. And he wanted to learn how to play golf. Trying to teach him how to hit a golf ball, and I said, let me hit a ball out of let me get your club. So I hit a ball, and then that sound went off in your ear that every golfer hears. And I said, tee up another one, and he teed up another one, and I hit another ball. Of course, I was playing on my wheelchair, And then I was like, oh, I'm hooked on golf again.
I'm Dylan Fryer. Billy Fryer, he's my father. I'm an only child. He had his car wreck when I was about 4.5 years old. So growing up, you know, it was always dad in a wheelchair. It wasn't really a huge transition from, you know, going from able-bodied to a wheelchair. I mean, if you've seen his videos, he golfs with one arm. He beats just about everybody that we play with in our local group.
So this year I got invited to the first USGA Adaptive Golf Tournament. So it was the inaugural event at Pinehurst number 6. So that was pretty cool. I didn't play my best golf, but just to be there and be one of the top 96 golfers in the world was it was fun for me. It was great, inspiring for a lot of people. I think that's why I pushed myself hard at this game to inspire and encourage and grow the adaptive game of golf and show people that just because you become disabled don't mean you can't play golf.
My name is Brandon Webb. I had a traumatic brain injury, med flight to UAMS, had a chunk of my brain cut out because it was so damaged. Before my wreck, I knew Billy Fryer. He always tells me about him, this and that, and he told me how they have a visually impaired division. And I've always been interested in it, but none of the tournaments are in Conway, Arkansas, or any in Arkansas really. And he told me there was one coming up in Missouri that's, which is, wouldn't say close, 5 hours away, but one of the closest ones at least. And got registered for it, and so I'm pretty excited about going to try that out. It's something new for me.
But since we started this journey about 5 years ago, my division alone has went from 3 people to about 35 people, so it's grown a bunch. I know they don't sound like a big number, but it is a big number when you got a guy in a wheelchair that's committed to come playing in a golf tournament because it's expensive, and without sponsors and without friends and family, it's hard to do this and make it happen. So I made Team USA in 2020. I was supposed to go to Scotland, but we know how the year 2020 turned out with COVID killing and all that. So I'm going to be on the team in 2024, so I'll be representing US at St. Andrews. We're going to be playing all at St. Andrews, so that's pretty cool, the home of golf.
Ethan Davis reporting for News 6.
Most people picture kickboxing as 2 MMA fighters going head-to-head in an arena, but don't always see it as a healthy way to exercise. Kickboxing coach Jake Denton wants to share his passion for fitness kickboxing with those who might be intimidated to try it.
Most people picture kickboxing as 2 MMA fighters going head-to-head in an arena, but don't also see it as a healthy way to exercise. Kickboxing coach Jake Denton wants to share his passion for fitness kickboxing with those who might be a little intimidated to try.
I wanted to bring this not only to Conway, but to a certain demographic that wouldn't necessarily have participated in kickboxing. So maybe some people that were a little too timid, that would have enjoyed learning about it, but without, of course, the negativity that's associated with kickboxing.
For those that have never done anything like kickboxing, the hardest part may just be getting through the door.
Oh, incredibly, yes. It took me, I drove by this place multiple times before, because I don't look like a kickboxer, I don't look like an athlete. I was worried they're all gonna be MFA fighters and then be like, why is this kindergarten teacher looking lady coming in here?
Kickboxing is beneficial for not only your physical health, but your mental health as well.
Well, for me, when I get very involved in my job and I take it on more personally than I probably should, so I take it home with me. And when I would go to the gym and be on the treadmill or an elliptical, I could still have that same argument in my head. And I could go over the whole day and go over different responses or how I should have done this, and that wasn't really helpful. But here, honestly, trying to get the coordination of, okay, jab, hook, okay, wait, nope, step, cross, and all these things I'm trying to do, I can't rethink. I'm trying to pat my head and rub my tummy, so to speak, and get my chin tucked and my hands up and try to make sure I'm doing the moves right, that then by the end of the class, I've totally forgotten about my day, and it's just sort of made that all melt away.
An added bonus to learning the fundamentals of kickboxing is improving your confidence and self-defense.
You ever have those dreams where, you know, it's almost like a nightmare where you dream that somebody's chasing you and you can't hit hard enough? So now I have a little bit more confidence where if I knew I was to be attacked, that I feel a little bit more confident that I would have more of a muscle memory, so more of that automatic reaction, and I wouldn't have to put too much thought into it because I know what a hook is, I know what a jab is, I know where to aim and where to punch. So I do think it's helped a little bit as far as my confidence, as far as any sort of self-defense.
Regular exercise like fitness kickboxing improves your physical and mental health, relieves stress, and builds confidence in self-defense. Reporting for Channel 6, I'm Kira Jenkins. Most people picture kickboxing as...
That's it for your sports. After this break, we'll catch up with the rest of the news.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
When you're struggling, soon becomes later, becomes someday, becomes when. Don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
The Valonia Chamber of Commerce is hosting its first annual Fall Festival on October 15th. The festival will include food, inflatables, and vendor booths. Each booth will have activities for the kids. The festival will take place at the Senior Citizen Building on 10 Baez Drive from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. The Chamber is still accepting applications for vendors. The application can be found on the Valonia Chamber's Facebook page.
The cities of Greenbrier, Valonia, and Mayflower have set dates for their upcoming Halloween events. Greenbrier will be hosting their Boo Briar event on October 31st from 6 to 8 in the evening. The event will take place at the Greenbrier Event Center located at 5 Lois Lane. Valonia's annual Trunk or Treat event will take place on October 22nd from 5 to 7 in the evening. The free event will take place at the Valonia Baseball Complex on Cemetery Street. The Mayflower Fire and Rescue will be having its annual Fall Bash from October 31st from 5 in the evening until 8 in the afternoon. The event is free and free to the public and will include games and food.
The Faulkner County Library is hosting its very own weekly horror screenings called Fright Night Fridays. Every week, the library will screen a different horror movie for the entire month of October. The film Annihilation was shown last Friday on October 14th, with the next movie being The Thing that will feature this upcoming Friday on October 21st. Each movie will start on Friday at 7 in the evening and will be shown in the meeting room 2. Every film shown will be rated R, so viewer discretion is advised.
So Madison, did you go to the Pink Out game this weekend?
I did. It was kind of different not wearing the typical purple and gray, but if you can't tell from today, I do love the color pink, so I'm not complaining.
Perfect for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
It absolutely is. Well, that's a look at your news for today. If you missed any stories or want to get more details, visit us online at ucanews.live.
If you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, you can email us at ucanews6@gmail.com.
Also, you can keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm Madison Gaffner.
And I'm Blake Weaver. For Jason Gregory and all of us here at News 6, thank you for watching and good night.